What's up, guys? Promise you I get one more video in on the suprnewf, and this is gonna be it. So, you know, I managed to clean up the interior, get the car detailed up, got all that mold out of it. All right, guys, trying to get this interior cleaned up. A lot of all these smells and everything are gonna be in the fabric, carpet, you know, the seats, everything else. So got some good carpet fabric deodorizer and stain eliminator, everything else. So kind of starting off with that because I could even see like little mold dots, you know, on the seat fabric, on the bottom side of the door panels. It's literally kind of just everywhere. So first step, wiping all that off. I'm actually wearing gloves. You know, at the same time probably building up some good immunity for anti-COVID. But yeah, so just gonna do that, pulling all the stuff that I'm finding, loose stuff in the car. Look at this door panel. This is just, oh, disgusting. Nice thing is it does wipe down easy enough. See this? Mice. So Mustang Rebels. This was interesting because, you know, the car was being stored about 50 minutes outside of the Peterborough area, and he actually had a Foxbody Mustang and Peterborough club sticker. You could tell he attended a lot of shows, participation stickers. There's actually pictures of kids and gum and gas receipts. I was hoping to actually maybe find some time slips in here. You know, with the helmet, I thought for sure there'd be some time slips hiding somewhere. It looks like some mice were actually in the helmet, so I won't be using that. More car show stuff. Oh, look at this, guys. That was almost like a ski mask and a glove, and mice have completely chewed that apart. Oh, that's an interesting find. Looks like we got some chips here from some tuning. Obviously probably some different tunes, so these are going to be important to hold on to. Got some fuses and some pens and everything else, so set this aside. That's important. Actually found the wheel lock on the back side in the rear plastic panel, so that's probably a pretty good thing if I need to get the wheels off. Alright, so now everything's reasonably wiped down. I'm going to go ahead, hit everything with the vacuum. There's a couple mouse droppings in here and everything else. So suck all that out, go over all that, and it's looking a million times better in here already. In case you didn't notice, it's pretty cold outside, and it's time to put this thing away for winter. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit more info on this car. But in reality, it's got to get loaded up, it's got to go on the trailer and over to storage for the winter. So I've put some premium fuel in it, and gonna add some stabilizer for the winter. Make sure that the fuel stays good over the winter months, and fixed a leak in the right rear tire. There was a hole. Slowly leaking air out of it. Those drag radials are beat anyways, so not overly concerned about them. Just want to make sure that they hold air over the winter. So let's fire this thing up. We'll get it warmed up. There we go. So we can see the interior is looking much better in there, and car's a little angry most likely because it's cold outside. Not sure what this car has for its emissions. The EGR still is on there. So while the car is warming up and you get to hear that lovely exhaust note in the background, I can go over some of the actual engine mods that this car has. I kind of skipped over that in the first discovery video. I got them here in front of me on my phone, so I'm going to be referencing those a little bit. So the motor has been fully rebuilt. I'm not sure at which point. I do know that there's not many miles on the motor since it was done. And so it's bored out 40 over, which makes it a 308. It has Eagle rods and Keith Black blower pistons. So this motor was purpose built for this boosted application with that Vortec on it. It's got a Ford Racing X cam and has roller rockers on a set of Edelbrock Victor Jr. aluminum heads. It's got a 75mm throttle body on it. There's been various tunes as well. Other than that, it's got 42 pound injectors and a Power Plus upper and lower intake manifold, and that's getting fed by that Vortec S trim, which you can hear whistling away in the background. So in terms of exhaust, it's got Mac long tube headers on it. It's got a custom X pipe that was done by a shop local to where the previous owner had it, and a Flowmaster catback. So that's pretty much it. I'm sure there's an upgraded fuel pump in the fuel tank, but as mentioned before, the car has pretty much what looks to be stock fuel lines running to the front of the motor. With extra parts that came with it, there was a new Aeromotive pump and some other nice billet fuel rails and whatnot. So I think the owner was collecting parts to be able to upgrade the fuel system on the car and probably keep going with it. So there you have it. Those are the engine mods. Gonna go inside now. You can see a little bit of the bubble gum is burning off of the headers, most likely, because the car hasn't run since we sprayed it. So for those that were wondering what that undercoating product was that we used, it's Proform, and yeah, that's going to sink in, get into all that corrosion, and we'll be able to power wash that off with a hot water pressure washer next year, and then from there be able to clean everything up. So anyways, let's make sure that the hood is locked down, because it only has hood locks on it. And I'm just gonna take it down the road, just down the road to Mexico right here. Scary. Now the tires are cold, but you can tell when a car's got power. There's actually a little bit of clunking in the rear. It could be the Mac control arms. I'm not sure if they're known to be noisy like the south sides. I gotta say, it's a healthy motor, smooth, and it just wants to breathe and open right up. So, in spirit of not knowing exactly the tuning and the fuel and everything, I'm not going full throttle, especially because, well, I'm on old drag radials and it's maybe 40 degrees outside, so those don't want to hook at all. Just wants to let loose in every gear, so we will on the trailer. Glad I managed to get it out at least once, and give you guys a little something extra about the car. But next year in the spring, when the weather is better, definitely get more footage of this beast. Like, it's tame. Like, usually these blower cars in first gear like this, like, they just want to buck, and I'm just kind of coasting along here, and car, this thing's impressive. I'm happy I found this car. I'm happy I got it, but wish I could spend more time with it. But unfortunately, I need to get this thing loaded on the trailer here. There we go. Car is getting loaded on the trailer, and yeah, I think I was concentrating so hard trying to drive the damn thing that overall first impressions, car is hairy, squirrely, scary, any of those things that you want to talk about. I'd say in similarity, the blue Saline clone that had the built 347 with the Pro Charger on it, this car would give that one a run for its money. Anyways, off to storage it goes.